A common concern for many people is how much time they truly have left after reaching the age of 70. With each passing year, life feels increasingly precious, and it's no secret that the human body sends signals well in advance, indicating potential longevity. Some individuals, having crossed the 70-year mark, still feel full of strength, energy, and vitality, while others begin to noticeably slow down, facing increasing health problems and chronic fatigue. Often, this difference lies in several key, yet highly significant signs that can reveal insights into a person's future. This article will delve into 7 such indicators that can provide insight into how long a person might live after the age of 70. It's important to emphasize that we are not talking about guesswork or folk myths, but rather patterns confirmed by real observations from researchers and doctors who have studied individuals leading long and fulfilling lives. By the end of this overview, the reader will know exactly what to pay attention to in their body and lifestyle, and, even more importantly, what steps can be taken to maximize their chances for longevity and robust health. People often overlook seemingly minor details that can, nonetheless, have a colossal impact on their future. Once these signs are recognized, everyone will have a clear understanding of their current situation and what changes might be needed to add precious years to their life. Let's begin. Sign 1. A person's walking speed. One of the most compelling indicators of how long a person might live after 70 isn't always hidden in their DNA, extensive medical records, or even a meticulously chosen diet. It's something far simpler and more observable: the speed at which a person walks. Numerous studies have convincingly demonstrated that individuals who maintain a consistently brisk walking pace in their 70s and beyond tend to live longer than those whose gait noticeably slows down. This phenomenon is explained by the direct link between walking speed and overall health, muscle strength, cardiovascular system efficiency, and even cognitive brain function. Consider 2 elderly individuals, Ivan and Peter, both 75 years old. Ivan takes walks every morning, maintaining a steady, confident pace, and has no difficulty crossing a busy street or climbing stairs. His movements are fluid, balanced, and absolutely confident. Peter, on the other hand, was quite active in the past, but his speed has significantly decreased over the last few years. He finds it hard to keep up with others, often has to take breaks, and sometimes feels unsteady on his feet. While Ivan's brisk pace indicates that his body is still functioning optimally, Peter's reduced speed can serve as an alarming signal of potential health deterioration. A slow, unsteady gait is not merely an inevitable sign of aging. It can signal underlying issues such as general muscle weakness, circulatory problems, or even the early stages of neurological disorders. A person's legs are their fundamental support, and when they begin to weaken, the overall stability of the entire body inevitably declines. The good news is that walking speed can be improved. The more one walks, the stronger and more resilient they become. If someone notices their gait slowing down, it's crucial not to ignore this signal. Start making small but consistent efforts to build physical strength, whether it's increasing the duration of walks, using light dumbbells, or performing simple exercises aimed at strengthening leg muscles. Ultimately, how quickly one literally moves through life can tell a lot about how long they will be able to keep moving at all. Therefore, it's extremely important to pay attention to your walking pace. It might be the simplest and most accessible way to assess your longevity potential. Sign 2. A person's grip, strength. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake can reveal more about your future than you might expect. Research has convincingly shown that grip strength is one of the clearest and most reliable indicators of overall vitality and endurance in older adults. A firm, confident grip indicates strong muscles, efficient circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. On the other hand, a weak or gradually declining grip can serve as an early warning sign of muscle mass loss, increasing frailty, and even a higher risk of developing various health complications. Take Alexei, a 78-year-old man who has always prided himself on his strong handshake. He remained active, regularly engaged in light exercise, and never had trouble opening jars or carrying heavy grocery bags. And next to him is Sergei, also 78, who has started noticing that simple daily tasks, like twisting off a bottle cap or holding a heavy bag, have become significantly harder than before. He attributed it to normal aging, not realizing that his declining grip strength signaled muscle loss, which in turn could make him more prone to falls, injuries, and even a reduced lifespan. A person's hands are a kind of mirror, reflecting the overall condition of their muscles. If the grip weakens, it's highly likely that the rest of the body is also weakening. And the more strength a person loses, the harder it becomes for them to maintain independence, activity, and overall endurance. The good news is that grip strength can be restored. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, or even carrying light weights can help maintain grip strength and keep muscles strong. So take a minute and check your grip. If your handshake feels weaker than before, or if everyday tasks are becoming harder, don't ignore it. Because how well one holds onto things today can indicate how well they will hold onto life in the years to come. Sign 3. A person's ability to stand on one leg. Balance is an aspect most people don't think about until they start losing it. However, a person's ability to stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Researchers have found that individuals who struggle with balance are more prone to falls, injuries, and even cognitive decline. Conversely, those who can maintain good balance in their 70s and beyond tend to live longer and healthier lives. Consider two women, Elena and Olga, both in their 70s. Elena has always been active. She walks daily, practices yoga, and can easily lift one leg off the ground for several seconds without swaying. Olga, on the other hand, has not paid much attention to her balance over the years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately starts to wobble, needing support to stay upright. Olga doesn't realize that this loss of balance is not just an inconvenience, but a serious warning sign that her coordination, muscle strength, and even brain function may be deteriorating. Good balance relies on strong legs, a sharp nervous system, and a healthy brain. If a person notices they are stumbling more often, feeling unsteady when turning quickly, or needing to lean on walls or furniture, it's time to act. The best part is that balance can be improved. Simple exercises like standing on one leg for a few seconds each day, heel-to-toe walking, or practicing light Tai Chi can help restore stability. Try this test right now. Stand up and lift one leg off the ground. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without visible effort? If the answer is no, there's no need to panic. But this fact should not be ignored either, because the more effort put into improving balance today, the stronger and steadier one will feel in the years to come. Sign 4. A person's sleep pattern. How well one sleeps at night speaks volumes about their potential lifespan. Sleep isn't just a period of rest. It's a time when the body actively recovers, strengthens the immune system, and removes toxins from the brain. Studies have convincingly shown that people over 70 who maintain consistent and quality sleep tend to live longer and enjoy better health, while those who suffer from poor sleep have a higher risk of cognitive decline, heart disease, and weakened immunity. Consider two men, Dmitry and Andrei, both in their 70s. Dmitry goes to bed at the same time, sleeps about 7 hours each night, and wakes up refreshed and full of energy. Andrei, on the other hand, spends restless nights, constantly tossing and turning, waking up multiple times and sometimes can't fall asleep at all. Over time, Dmitry's body continues to function optimally. His mind remains sharp, and his energy levels are stable. However, Andrei begins to experience brain fog, constant daytime fatigue, and even changes in blood pressure, all directly linked to his deteriorating sleep quality. If a person frequently wakes up at night, struggles to stay asleep, or feels exhausted even after several hours in bed, these symptoms should not be dismissed. The body is trying to communicate something. Poor sleep can be linked to many factors: stress, an unbalanced diet, lack of physical activity, or even undiagnosed conditions like sleep apnea. The good news is that sleep quality can be improved. Simple changes, such as reducing screen time before bed, maintaining a strict sleep schedule, getting natural sunlight in the mornings, or avoiding heavy meals at night can make a huge difference. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's about maintaining optimal body and mind function. So tonight, pay attention to how you sleep. If you wake up tired, struggle to stay asleep, or feel that your sleep has changed in recent years, it's time to make adjustments, because how well you rest today can determine how strong and healthy you remain in the years to come. Sign 5. A person's appetite and eating habits. How one eats after the age of 70 is one of the strongest indicators of how long they might live. A healthy appetite and a balanced diet keep the body strong, the immune system robust, and energy levels high. On the other hand, a sudden loss of appetite or poor eating habits can signal underlying health problems and even accelerate the aging process. Consider two women, Svetlana and Natalia, both 74 years old. Svetlana enjoys her meals, consumes a variety of fresh, whole foods, and maintains a stable weight. She looks forward to preparing her own dishes and feels energetic throughout the day. Natalia, however, has noticed that she's not as hungry as she used to be. She skips meals, relies on processed foods, and has unintentionally lost weight over the past year. She doesn't realize that her reduced appetite isn't just a minor change, but an alarming signal that her body may not be properly absorbing nutrients, which can weaken her muscles, slow her metabolism, and even affect her immune system. Reduced appetite in older adults is often linked to underlying health issues, including digestive problems, hormonal changes, or even early signs of cognitive impairment. And when a person doesn't eat enough, their body begins to break down muscle tissue, leading to weakness, frailty, and an increased risk of falls and illness. If one has noticed changes in their eating habits, whether it's getting full too quickly, a lack of interest in food, or unexpected weight loss, it's crucial to take appropriate action. Proper nutrition after 70 is not just about filling the body. It's about providing it with all the necessary nutrients for optimal functioning. Focus on whole, nutrient-rich foods, drink enough water, and under no circumstances ignore a decline in appetite. This might be the body's way of communicating that something needs attention. So ask yourself, do you still enjoy your food? Are you getting enough protein, fiber, and healthy fats to keep your body strong? Or have you noticed a decline in your appetite and energy levels? How one eats today directly impacts how strong and independent they will be in the years to come. Sign 6. A person's ability to cope with stress. How one manages stress after the age of 70 can reveal a great deal about their longevity. Chronic stress not only negatively impacts mood, it weakens the immune system, significantly increases the risk of heart disease, and even accelerates the aging process. Conversely, people who can effectively manage stress tend to remain healthier, more active, and mentally sharper in their later years. Consider Mikhail and Vladimir, both 76 years old. Mikhail faces challenges like anyone else: unexpected expenses, health issues, family troubles. But he has learned to handle them calmly and confidently. He practices deep breathing, stays socially active, and doesn't dwell on problems longer than necessary. Vladimir, however, clings to stress. He constantly worries about things beyond his control, feels overwhelmed by minor frustrations, and often gets stuck in negative thought patterns. Over time, this constant stress wears down his body. Blood pressure rises, sleep suffers, and energy levels drop. Long-term stress causes inflammation in the body, which is linked to nearly all major age-related diseases, from Alzheimer's to heart disease. If a person frequently feels tense, irritable, or emotionally exhausted, these symptoms should not be ignored. Finding effective ways to manage stress, whether through mindfulness, exercise, deep breathing, or even laughter, can add years to one's life. Ask yourself, when difficulties arise, do you adapt and move forward? Or do you cling to worry and let stress take over? The ability to stay calm, find solutions, and focus on what's within one's control is not just good for the mind. It's a key factor in how long and how well one will live. Sign 7. A person's social connections. The strength of a person's social connections can be one of the clearest indicators of how long they might live after the age of 70. Research consistently shows that individuals with strong social ties, whether through friendships, family, or active community involvement, tend to live longer and maintain better health. Loneliness, conversely, is associated with a higher risk of heart disease, depression, cognitive impairment, and even early mortality. Consider two women, Anna and Irina, both 78 years old. Anna has an active social life. She stays in touch with old friends, participates in a local book club, and enjoys spending time with her family. She looks forward to conversations, often laughs, and feels a deep connection to those around her. Irina, however, spends most of her time alone. Over the years, she has lost touch with many of her friends, and although she has family, she rarely reaches out. As months pass, she begins to feel isolated, her mood deteriorates, and her overall health starts to suffer. Human connection is more than just emotional support. It plays a direct and significant role in physical health. When a person interacts with others, their brain remains active, stress levels decrease, and the body releases chemicals that promote overall well-being. If a person finds themselves avoiding social events, phone calls, or spending significantly more time alone than before, it's time to make changes to their lifestyle. Maintaining social connections doesn't necessarily mean constantly being surrounded by many people. Even small but consistent efforts, such as reconnecting with an old friend, joining a hobby group, or forming a habit of having meaningful conversations, can have a tremendous positive impact. The relationships one develops and maintains today not only bring joy and satisfaction, they also serve as an important factor, contributing to one's health and longevity in the years to come. Concluding thoughts. Now that you are aware of these 7 key indicators, it's worth taking a few moments to deeply reflect on your current situation. Are you moving through life with inherent strength and unwavering confidence, or have you noticed subtle changes that might serve as alarming warning signs? It's encouraging to note that most of these factors, namely walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep quality, eating habits, stress levels, and social connections, are areas that can be improved and controlled by the individual. A person's future is not predetermined, and the choices they make today can have a colossal impact on the number of years they have yet to live. If you have identified areas requiring improvement, don't wait for a medical professional to point out the need for change. Act immediately. Walk more, actively strengthen your muscles, prioritize quality sleep, stay socially active, and master effective stress management techniques. The ultimate goal is not just to live longer, but to live a fuller, higher quality life. Ultimately, longevity is defined not only by the number of years one has left, but also by the high quality of life one experiences throughout those years.